I am so glad you are here. It is Herby Thursday in my world, so let's talk about it. I think lip balms and solid lotions are a great gift for the holidays. And I think there's a lot of, oh, I must follow this recipe. I must do it just this way. No, you don't. No, you don't. This is inspired by the fact that I took a little vacation a few weeks ago and didn't pack any lip balm and wanted lip balm. I had packed food for cooking, which meant I had a cooking oil, it was olive oil in my case, and I had some cocoa butter that I was kind of using as a solid lotion, but I don't like it pure as a lip balm. It's just not my fave. So here is what I did. I took the cocoa butter, which is a solid fat, and the olive oil, a liquid fat, right? And I picked up a chunk of the cocoa butter, tossed it in a fry pan, a small one. I didn't need a lot. I was just making it really for me. And then there was a tea that had a nice fragrance to it that I just ground up a little in my fingers, hoping it would add a little scent, a tiny bit, but it was good. And tossed in a little bit of olive oil. And then once that was all melted and stirred together, I poured it into the lid of the cocoa butter container. That's how unprepared I was, which is great. And after half an hour, I walked back and went, it's not quite where I want it. I'd like it a little more solid. Cocoa butter melts at a pretty low temperature. That kind of makes sense. So tossed it back in, added another littler chunk of cocoa butter. And when that was all melted and stirred together, poured it in my lid, walked away, came back. It was perfect. Used it the rest of my trip, both as a lotion and as a lip balm, because I preferred it to the straight cocoa butter. And then when it was time to go, I literally just broke it up, like stabbed it with a little knife to crack it open and so that I could get the lid back on, and I just dumped it in with the cocoa butter. I am still using my lip balm that I made that day. So let me make it clear. The recipe for any lip balm or solid lotion you want to make is a fat that is room temperature liquid. So that's an oil usually. It's usually referred to as an oil. A fat that is solid at room temperature. So examples of each of those, the oil could be grapeseed oil. I think that's your best like health store low allergen choice, and it's a delightful oil, but it could be olive oil. It could be any oil in your kitchen, anything. And a solid, so cocoa butter, shea butter, heck, lanolin, if you're into that. I don't think I want mutton on my lips, but you do you. But whatever you've got for a solid fat will work just fine. And then maybe you toss in a drop of an essential oil for a little scent. If you're making a decent sized batch, it will not take a lot of essential oil, and it will smell a little too strong when you make it, because the oil, even if you're putting that drop in right at the end and you've taken it off the heat and it's almost cooled, you're going to stir it in while it's still liquid, right? So it's going to give off a bunch of scent. So you can expect a little, whoa, that's strong. You got it just right then. When it's just a little over the line, it's probably perfect. Pour that into your containers. That's the one thing I think you might have to go out and buy, assuming you have a reasonable choice for an essential oil in your home, a solid fat, and a liquid fat, your oil. That's all it really is. And you can't screw the recipe up, because if you use a different fat this time from the one you used last time, and you don't like how firm it is, it's too firm, it's not firm enough, gently melt it, toss in whichever one you need, the liquid or the solid, and just re-pour it out into your containers. And as soon as you're satisfied with it, it is perfect. So never think you have to, it's not possible, you've got to get the right. No, this was like the small non-stick skillet at a place I was staying at on between breakfast and lunch, because I was reading a book anyway. So this is a super easy thing to make. A few chunks of a solid fat, little drizzle of an oil, those melted together. And when they're almost cool, stir in a little essential oil if you want to add that punch of scent. You're good to go. And if you mess it up, that's okay. This is repeatable and fixable. So don't be intimidated. Get out there and make it if you want to make it. And if you want to deviate from the recipe you've got because you've got a certain thing, a certain oil, a certain solid fat, something that you want to try, just be prepared to maybe do a little redo and alter it a second time. Not a big deal. I promise you can do this. I love that you can do this. Get out there, give it a shot, and let me know how it turns out for you, okay? This is Liz here at Megas Books and Herbs. And on behalf of myself and all the staff, thank you so much for tuning in and doing all the magical things you can do for us. Of course, we love how magical you are just every day in your life, making the world a better place. Thanks. We look forward to seeing you at the store or online at megasbooks.com. Blessed be.